Well, summer is finally here.
Really, Al?
Well, almost. But what better place to spend it than in Narragansett? Welcome to another episode of Discover Rhode Island. I'm your show host, Al Cerrone.
And I'm Jessica Giano. Today we'll be exploring some of the great businesses here in Narragansett.
Narragansett is famous throughout the state for many different restaurants, beaches, and landmarks. Today, we might visit some places you know, and even better, we might show you some places you don't know. I'll take you inside a landmark restaurant with the seafood so fresh, some of it is still swimming. We'll learn a lot talking with the town manager, explore a restaurant where you can eat, drink, and be merry right by the ocean, and discover what landscaping company is keeping properties all over South County looking beautiful.
And I'll look at a premier event destination that is elegant and historic, both inside and out. And we'll spice things up with the head chef and owner of one of the most authentic Indian restaurants in the state.
Seafood, fresh seafood. A lot of restaurants can talk about it, but can they walk the walk? Well, they can here at Champlin's, because you can actually watch the seafood being unloaded from the boats. And I'm here with Bob Mitchell, co-owner of Champlin's, that's been a landmark here in the harbor for 80 years. Bob, it's really nice to be here.
Well, it's nice having you here.
You can't help but smell the freshness. You're looking at the boats. Just a great environment to enjoy a seafood dinner.
Well, I like it. I've been here for 25 years. I never get tired of it.
Now, Champlins has three divisions. You've got the restaurant, and you've got the retail store, and you've got wholesale. Let's talk a little bit about wholesale. Why do you wholesale the fish?
We wholesale the fish because we unload more than we can use here at Champlin's. Unfortunately, hopefully that won't be the case all the time, but we wholesale it out here, maybe in Boston and New York, in Baltimore.
Now, why would you sell it in Boston? I know that you're known for freshness, but you know, they've got their own ports.
Well, sometimes they're not catching the fish and we are, so they need a supply every day and we fill that void.
Now, you've got a retail market and it's conveniently located right below the restaurant.
Exactly. We sell everything from hard shell clams, soft shell clams, mussels, oysters, fillet fish, swordfish, shrimp, a whole array of product, and we sell fresh whole fish also.
Why do you sell whole fish? Why would you want to buy a whole fish?
Well, the people that like to come in, they look at the fish, they look at their eyes, they look at their gills, make sure their eyes are clear and the gills are red, and they give it a little bit of a smell test.
Aha, that's how I always did. If it smells bad, I'm not eating it.
Well, if it smells bad, it isn't here.
All right, you've got a lobster tank in there. I'm sure you get the kids poking their finger in it.
Yeah, we tell them to be careful because we have crabs in there, and crabs aren't banded, so they can bite you.
Now, the restaurant has always been the marquee name of your organization.
Exactly.
Been around forever. You're open every day?
We're open every day in the summertime. In the wintertime, there's some curtailed hours, but every day in the summertime.
Now, how many people does the restaurant hold?
We hold approximately 250 people.
And I know you got decks on almost all sides, so you've got a view of the harbor, the fishing boats, the beach.
And on a clear day, you can see Block Island.
And if you come in here, and there is a little bit of a wait, you have a full bar.
We have a full, all-purpose bar. You can get everything right up until a nice frozen drink.
And a raw bar?
We have a raw bar that they'll shuck the clams and the oysters right in front of you as you order them.
The food that you sell here, primarily scallops, fried clams.
The scallops we buy straight from the dragger boats here. They're allowed to keep 40 pounds of meat a day, and most of them sell to me. So in the morning I get them off the boats, in the afternoon they're on the plate. And fried clams, they're all locally produced. I'm in contract with a couple of shuckers, and they provide me with fried clams all summer.
Is it true that you can actually pick out a lobster and then have it brought upstairs and eat it up here?
Yeah, that's a concept we do here at Champlin's. I think it's the only one in Rhode Island that you can go downstairs and pick a lobster over 2 pounds. We'll pressure cook it for you, and we'll score the claws, and we'll put it on a platter and give you some drawn butter to dip it in.
The #1 seller is still
fish and chips. Our fish and chips are basically all flounder that's caught here locally. We cut it downstairs, we bring it upstairs, we lightly batter it, we fry it, and then put it on the plate for the people to eat.
Is it true that Rhode Island is the squid capital in the United States?
That's exactly true. There's more squid here that come out of out of this little port than any place else in the United States.
And it all happens right here.
It happens right down the street here.
So while people are dining, they can actually see the boats come in, and more than likely, some of their seafood may be on that boat.
Well, most likely, a lot of the seafood is on that boat.
And what's the secret recipe?
Freshness.
Freshness.
It's fresh.
There we have it from one of the very captains of freshness at a restaurant, Champlin's, where the main ingredient is freshness. Here are some upcoming events in Narragansett.
Simple, elegant, and historic. Just a few words to describe Kinney Bungalow at Sunset Farm. Here with Lisa Roy, events coordinator. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Now, this is not the newest of establishments, built in 1899, right?
Correct. The building was built in 1899 by Francis E. Kinney, who made his money in tobacco. He was a polo match enthusiast. We currently have the Polo Club condominiums across the street. They used to actually be polo fields back then. So he built this building to host post-polo match parties after the polo games.
Say that 5 times real fast. Post-polo match parties.
I
That
know,
sounds
right?
like my kind of guy. Now, the town of Narragansett bought this in 1991, and then it didn't open until 2002. What was the delay?
There was a lot of extensive renovations to the building. It had been left unused for several years, so they had to reshingle the outside. The windows had shutters on them, so there were a lot of birds' nests that had to be dealt with. The interior of the building pretty much had to be completely renovated. However, even with all the renovations, they took painstaking measures to make sure they kept all the original pieces to the building, like the windows, the floors, the woodwork, light sconces. So they really did a lot to it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Now, this is also a fully functioning farm, right?
Correct. It's the last working farm in Narragansett. It's a cattle farm. In addition to all the cows, we do have horses and pigs and goats.
So this venue, obviously beautiful, and hosting weddings, I'm assuming, is the most popular.
It is. It's a rental facility the town owns. We rent it out for any type of occasion, but the most popular use is weddings. The fall is really popular here, with September and October being our most popular months because everybody likes getting their pictures taken in the cornfield.
Right, and then it has kind of a little tan left from summer.
Yep, and it has a farmy theme, it has a rustic theme. The farm also has a farm stand, which is really nicely decorated in the fall, so it makes for good pictures.
That's awesome. And about how many people can it accommodate?
The maximum capacity for an inside sit-down dinner is 150. With the addition of a tent, we can host up to 180 people for an outside reception.
Now, do you have to ask the farmers to take pictures with the cows, or do they tell you to move?
You do have to ask the farmer to take pictures, but you will not be able to take them with the cows.
Yeah.
You can take them in the cornfield.
So what if a bride has questions about vendors?
We provide every renter with a list of caterers, DJs, florists, photographers, any vendor they could possibly need. Because it's an a la carte venue, it's really important to have vendors on site that are familiar with the facility, understand the policies, and just basically know the flow.
Right, because they've done it before. So.
Exactly, so they can better enhance the renter's day.
Great. So how do we find out more about Kinney Bungalow at Sunset Farm?
Well, you can go on our website, which is kinneybungalow.com. We are also on thenot.com. Which we won Best of Weddings 3 years in a row.
So Lisa, this really is a beautiful venue.
It is, I agree. We have the original hardwoods, 20-foot high ceilings, windows that wrap completely around the building, giving us 360-degree views across Narragansett as well as the farm. It really is a special place.
And I couldn't have said it better myself. Kinney Bungalow at Sunset Farm. You're not going to find anywhere like it, and it's right here in Narragansett. Here's another fun fact about Narragansett.
Of all the fun spots in Narragansett, I can't think of too many more popular than Twin Willows right on Boston Neck Road. And I'm here with Pat, the owner of this family-run operation for over 45 years. Pat, what a day.
It is, and it's great to have you here, Al.
Finally, you got this beautiful deck. Is this new?
Yes, it is. Approximately 2 years ago, we refurbished the deck and built the bar. It has large screen TVs. and you can sit at the bar and have a full menu.
Okay, so you do serve full menu out here
Yes,
while
we
you
do.
enjoy the view.
Yes, we do.
Now, inside, when I walked in, I couldn't help but notice it's like the same, but yet it's different.
Well, it is, and 2 years ago when we did this remodel, we also remodeled the inside. We were stuck in a 70s time warp.
You mean with the knotty pine?
Oh, the old paneling, the red and black tiles on the floor, the dark bar. So we completely refurbished it. Everything's nice and light and bright, and people really enjoy it now.
Well, that bar is beautiful. I get the feeling like you're on the deck of an expensive boat.
It was handmade, and it has several coats of varnish on it to
So
give
the
it
beer
that look.
won't sink in.
It won't sink in.
First of all, I noticed how big it is. It seats,
35.
well, because when I go out to dinner, I don't mind waiting, but I want to be able to sit at the bar, watch a little TV, and have plenty of room, and you got it there, and you got high tops.
Yes, we do.
Well, speaking of beer, you got a lot of draft beer. Tell me about those.
Yes, we have 21 beers on tap. We have domestic beer, craft beer. We also have the good old favorites, the Bud Light, the Miller Lite, Sam Adams.
Now, how about wine
We have an extensive wine list, and it's all served by the glass
and a full bar?
in a full bar.
Let's talk about my favorite item, food. Seafood?
Oh, we have a lot of seafood. We're known for our seafood. Our fish and chips are very popular. We sell lobsters. We have a lobster roll to die for. It has large chunks of lobster in it. And we have stuffies.
Oh, wow. Now, can you get the lobster roll every day?
Yes, you can.
Because most places just have it on a weekend.
No, we sell our lobster rolls, lobsters and steamers every day.
What if someone doesn't like seafood?
Well, we have an extensive menu. We have steak and chicken. We have burgers that have been popular for over 40 years. We have sandwiches, soups, salads. We cover it all.
Wow. And vegetarian?
We can accommodate vegetarian also, yes.
So there is something for everyone here at Twin Willows.
Yes, there is.
You've got a very diverse customer base.
We cater to families, but we have older people that come in, younger people.
And you got people that like to watch TV, the sports bar kind of atmosphere.
Right, the sports bar atmosphere. We also have a game room to keep the children occupied while they're here.
Oh boy, the game room. I noticed the bowling machine.
There's a cute story about that bowling machine.
Tell me, I'm all ears.
43 years ago, my husband and I met over that bowling machine. And he talked about the shoes that I had on, and 6 months later, after we were married, he ended up purchasing my shoes.
So that was an expensive misstatement.
It certainly was.
That is really a cute story.
Thank you.
So we've got the families, the new clientele, and the regulars.
Oh, do we ever have regulars, Al? As a matter of fact, we have one regular my husband sold his first beer to as an owner. He has his own stool with a name plaque above it.
It wouldn't be Normie by any chance, would it?
No, but he's a lot like Normie.
Twin Willows on Boston Neck Road. Great food, drink, what a view, and a charm all its own. Here are some upcoming events in Narragansett. Narragansett, a town since 1888. And when I hear Narragansett, many things come to mind. Restaurants, businesses, a fishing village. Narragansett even has its own island. But what I think of most when I hear Narragansett are the beaches. I'm sitting with Pam Nolan, the grande dame of town managers. Pam,
Yes,
is it really all about the beaches?
it's all about the beach in Narragansett. Absolutely it is. Narragansett Town Beach is iconic in the state. It's what people come to in the summer to have a good time. We put on over 200 people on our town beach, just our town beach. Seasonal people each summer, mostly college students. We have an award-winning lifeguard team. And they go down every year to the lifeguard competition and win. And we're very proud of our beach and the condition that it's kept in. The bathrooms are clean. The food that is served in our facilities is good food. It's a great place for families to come. No alcohol on the beach, but you can have a lot of fun.
And the neat thing about Narragansett is everything's within walking distance. The shops,
Yes.
the businesses.
We have an award-winning beach, but we also have an award-winning seawall that you can walk. and you can visit some of the restaurants along it. It's a panorama of the ocean, and it's a wonderful place to spend part of your time when you come to Narragansett. And if you start at one end and walk all the way to the other and come back, you're going about 3.5 miles. So all along the seawall, it's different and it's always fun. Besides our Narragansett Town Beach, we have Salty Brine and Roger Wheeler Beach down there near Galilee, and we have Scarborough State Beach. So we have 3 state beaches in Narragansett.
So obviously the tourism goes way up in the summertime.
Yes, it does.
But people can't lay on the beach all day, so there are a lot of fun things for the families to do together.
Oh, absolutely. There are movies on the beach every Wednesday night at dusk. People love sitting right on the beach. We also have every Friday night in our gazebo, which is right next to the towers on the seawall, we have a concert. All summer long, almost every weekend, there's something going on. There's art festivals, there's road races, there's bike races. We have quite a lineup culminating at the end of the year with a new adventure we're setting forth on this year called Gansett Days, all about Narragansett.
Now, speaking of icons, the towers.
The
The towers are in just about every picture you have of Narragansett.
It is an icon, not only for Narragansett, but for Rhode Island and for New England.
And now, isn't the tower a great venue for weddings?
It is. It's a wonderful place to get married, to go up, and you're upstairs over the road in the towers, and it's magical. But if you want to get married in the towers, I'm warning you, it fills up fast. It's always filled up at least a year in advance.
And there are other great venues to get married.
Absolutely. We have Kinney Bungalow, which is on a working farm that the town owns. There's a farm stand there all summer. And in October, we have a great pumpkin festival where you can bring your family down and take a hayride. But we also have North Beach Clubhouse. So if your dream is to get married on the beach in Narragansett, not only is the towers right there, but we also have North Beach Clubhouse, which serves about 100 people. But you're right on our beach. It's just wonderful. Our venues for weddings are magical.
So Pam, even though Narragansett is all about the beaches, there's also a lot of history and farms.
Canachet Farm is where we now have South County Museum. And it's a museum dedicated to the history of South County, Rhode Island. And you can go in there with your family and you can spend a day or a part of the day at Canachet Farm and visit the museum and visit the animals. And it's a lot of fun. We have Galilee at the other end of town, at the southern end of town. Galilee is a working fishing village that goes 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, packing up fish. Good restaurants, good for your kids to come down, walk among all those boats.
Speaking about Galilee, right nearby in Point Judith, we have a lighthouse.
Yes, we do. We have a very scenic lighthouse. It belongs to the federal government and it's not open to the public, but the area around it is. And you can take a lunch there. There's some benches to sit on. It's a great scenic view.
Narragansett, Rhode Island, more than restaurants and shops. We've got beaches and museums and fishing villages and so much more. And I ought to know, I live here. Pam, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Here's another fun fact about Narragansett.
Things are heating up in Narragansett, and I'm not talking about the weather. We're here at Maharaja Indian restaurant here with owner and head chef Kumar. Kumar, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Now, you've been in the restaurant industry for 15 years, but you started cooking way before that, right?
Yes, I cook when I'm like 4-year-old because my father and mother both are teachers. One go in the morning time, one go in the evening time. So in India, mostly like a sister or your mother cook food for you, but my father did for me for a long time. And before the first grade, I start making my tea by myself and some tortillas for myself. Even my father say like don't do that, but I still say no, I want to try by myself. If you do it, I also want to do it. So from my father, I get inspired from from my father.
Yeah, it's like you instantly almost kind of fell in love with that, right?
Yeah, I love cooking, and it's kind of like science for me to make different spices and come together, and people love it. It's an experiment.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the beginning it's experiment, if the experiment fulfill, then it's come out on the table.
Excellent. So what makes this place different from any other Indian restaurant?
Yeah, because I'm born in Delhi, this is the capital of India. My parents grown up in northern part in Punjab. My food is like touched to the northern area, and I use like authentic Indian spices in proper way, and I don't go for rush. I try to do my best and make like proper dish.
And you should mention too that it's fresh every single day. Nothing is pre-made. You do it all then and there.
Yes, that's why I always in the kitchen and see like every dish is to come to the customer is okay, and the thing is how you make it, how you present it, and what's the taste like. So that's why the people come here.
That's right. Now, I mean, people think of Indian food and they think crazy extra spicy, but that's not always the case, is it?
No, it's not. Here, some kids come here like 4-year-old to like 90-year-old ladies, so they prefer they don't feel like it's like spicy.
But if you want to bring the heat, you can provide that.
Yeah, we can provide. If you love heat, we can give you as much as you want.
What would you think is some of the most popular dishes at your restaurant?
Like kadai chicken is the most popular, and chicken tikka masala is popular in all over the America, and spinach with shrimp and chickpeas, and this goes with the lamb and chicken too.
Now, this is something I found very interesting. Now, you have the wine, you have beer. I mean, we get that. But smoothies?
Yeah, we have like mango smoothies, and it's a yogurt-based drink, and people love it.
And is that very popular in Indian culture? The smoothies would be part of the menu?
Yeah, in the northern in India, the people love the mango smoothies and the plain smoothie also.
So you open at 11:30, which means you're open for lunch.
Yeah, we open for a lunch like 11:30 to 4 o'clock our the lunch time, and 4 to 9:30 for the dinner time. And in the lunch time, we do the a la carte, like if you like a fish, shrimp, or like chicken or vegetarian items, and that's another $10 comes with the rice or naan.
So it's lunch for under $10 with rice and bread. That's an amazing deal.
Yes, yes it is.
Now, you're open 7 days a week. When do you sleep, Kumar?
Whenever I get chance.
Now, you're on Facebook, and everyone should obviously like your page. But do you feature some menu items? Do you take the pictures of the menu items? What do you?
No, sometimes we on the Facebook almost like a monthly like special menus. So in the special menu, sometimes I prefer like fusion menu also, like Indian and Italian together.
Wow, Indian and Italian. So is it like a chicken parm with rice? Like how does that work?
Yeah, it's like pasta with the chicken tikka.
Wow.
Like meatballs with the rice.
Wow, that's something different. And so those are specials, and then you can always check your Facebook page for updates like that. Now, you can order online, right?
Yeah, in the Beyond menu, you can order online, and we make a food, and you guys, like anybody come and pick up the food, but we don't deliver the food.
All right, so no delivery, but people can come and take it, have takeout.
Yep, customers do a lot of takeouts also.
That's good.
Yes.
So authentic, traditional, made to order. Kumar is here 7 days a week. Maharaja, South County's destination for great Indian food. And here are some upcoming events in Narragansett.
There are so many beautiful homes in Narragansett, but what makes them even more beautiful is the landscaping that goes with it. And Bayscape Landscaping has been doing it for over 20 years, and I'm with Barry Mills, owner of Bayscape.
How are you?
I was good, but I'm even better now that I'm in this beautiful yard. You did this yard.
We did.
How long ago?
3 to 4 years ago.
Barry, it looks like, it's so fresh, it looks like it was just done. What a great job.
Thank you.
Now, do you maintain a lot of the properties that you landscape?
We do if they're in the South County area.
Okay, but you'll install them anywhere. You'll go anywhere pretty much.
We will.
Tell me a little bit about the maintenance factor first. And I know that you do masonry and also installation of plants and trees, but as far as maintaining, once you've done a property, what do you do?
We come in, we edge all the beds, we mulch, keep everything weeded, we prune everything, weekly mowing, blowing, just to keep everything looking fresh.
Now I noticed that the beds with mulch in particular, it can flatten out and look, but this looks like you just put it in.
We just come in when we mow and cultivate the beds, turn them over so it looks fresh.
Okay, and all the edging goes with it.
We edge every week with the trimmers, we vertical trim.
What a beautiful job, and I can't help but notice the flowers. Aside from the roses, you've got yellows and purples and orange and pink.
Yeah, we try to add a lot of variety. We don't want every yard to look the same.
So then your job basically is to make your client's house look beautiful.
Exactly.
So Barry, who did the design here?
We used a local landscape architect who knows all the plants that do well in this area.
So in other words, some plants and flowers just don't flourish in that kind of climate.
There are plants that will get burnt from the salt air that we try to avoid the homeowners from putting in. The design guy will sit down with the owners a few times and then suggest what plants and work with the colors that the homeowners would like and what the style of plants they like.
And they'll get plenty of input from the homeowner.
Right.
Okay, so when they come away, it's basically like kind of like a little bit of a give and take between what will work in the area and what won't, and what will make the customer happy.
Exactly.
So I know that you do plantings with all the flowers and plants and shrubs, but tell me, do you do bigger trees?
We do. We'll install arborvitaes to give people a nice privacy, to block them out from the neighbors. We'll also do like oaks, maples, birches, whatever the customer would like.
So aside from all the maintenance and the plantings, you also do masonry.
The masonry is getting more and more popular.
Well, I noticed that, especially like patios and sitting areas. You do patios.
Yes, we do bluestone patios, paver patios.
And how about barbecue areas?
We do outdoor kitchens. It's getting more and more popular also.
And you also do stone walls.
We do. We do dry walls and we do unilock walls.
What are the differences?
Well, the dry walls, you don't see the cement, and the unilock, it just blocks you placed together.
So Barry, roughly how many homes per week do you service?
We'll service anywhere from 300 to 400 a week.
Yeah, well, that's huge. So you must have a big fleet.
We do. We have 9 trucks on the road every day with 3-man crew.
Wow, that is impressive.
It is. A lot of work.
Barry, what other services does Bayscape provide?
Well, we also sell mulch, loam, compost from our retail store.
So basically then you provide for the do-it-yourself landscapers.
We do. We try to service everybody.
And you've done a great job. Whether it's maintaining or a makeover for your yard, Bayscape Landscape will design it and do it. And they have for over 20 years. Here's another fun fact about Narragansett.
Well, that was a lot of fun. A special thanks to all of today's businesses who shared their time, their stories, and their passion for helping to make Narragansett such a great place to live, work, and play. Join us next time on Discover Rhode Island.
Do the wokey pokey and that's all.
Oh,